Hay fever is kicking my ass. By the way, happy spring. Hello everyone. Today I am so excited to try the Maybelline Super Stay Skin Tint. This has been going viral all over my TikTok feed and I've been dying to give it a go because you guys know, if you've been watching me, I am loving skin tints, light and natural coverages. Obviously there's always a time and a place for a full coverage, but just for day to day, this kind of coverage sounds amazing. It looks amazing. When you look at it really up close, there's like a pearlescent kind of sheen in there, which kind of reminds me of this by Mario foundation, which I really do love. I have a first impression on this as well. I'll link it below. It also gives me those vibes of like the Flawless filter. It's got a dropper, so I assume it's going to be really like runny and lightweight, and it's 24-hour long wear. So we're gonna test it over like the next 12 hours. I'm not gonna leave it on for 24 hours. Hello. We'll see how it goes. Buildable skin-like coverage, weightless feel, natural radiant finish, resists sweat, water and transfer, up to 24-hour wear, and it's got vitamin C. I have 3 different shades here, so I'll swatch each one for you in case you're a similar skin tone to me. We can see which one works the best. Maybelline was kind enough to send this over in PR, so yeah, I'm so excited. I feel like the only way this could get better for me is if it had like a bit of SPF in it as well for day-to-day wear. But you know, obviously we apply our SPF beforehand anyway. Yes, the lighting is going crazy, and yes, I look super squinty, and yes, I have pink eyes and my nose, everything is just going wrong for me. Okay, I've got the worst hay fever. This whole side of my face, I can just feel pressure, like if I push into my sinuses, it aches. Can't stop blowing my nose. We're gonna definitely see if it sticks to the nose area. Just please excuse the overall vibe of me today because, you know, it is what it is. I've downed my coffee. Things will get better. The day's going to improve, hopefully. Hay fever is kicking my ass. By the way, happy spring. Oh, I've only got 2 shades because both of these are shade 21 and this is shade 10. So I'll just swatch them very quickly for you. I do have a fake tan on, even though my face looks so pale. This is shade 10. It's very watery formula. It's got that kind of like yellowy undertone. Let's try shade 21. This one looks a little bit more beigey yellow or like golden yellow. They actually look very similar, don't they? I'm just gonna blend them out a little. It almost looks the same. Nah, the top one's actually definitely a bit lighter, but there you go. There's the swatches. Very anticlimactic, I know. I'm gonna mix these together. Okay, so we're gonna do half primed, half not primed. I guess let's prime this side of my face real quick before this sets. I'm gonna use my Glass Fix Revolution primer because it is the first one I grabbed. Just a little bit of this. It feels so moisturizing and slightly oily feeling, but in like a nice way. I'm gonna use a flat face brush today to blend this, so I'm just gonna go straight in there before this sets down too much. So obviously this is the 2 shades mixed together, and I've honestly heard the best things about this. This was the first time I'm obviously trying it for myself, so I will be completely transparent with how I feel about it. Ooh, let me zoom you in since this one day I want to film the one day and the lighting is just it looks kind of like if you were to take the Flawless filter and make it into a more foundation consistency for a skin tint that's got such great coverage. And you know what, I think I might take the lighter shade because I feel like then I can make it darker with bronzer and everything if I need to, but it's definitely not super pale. I'm going to take a few more drops. I'm just going to kind of smear that all over the side of my face. The coverage is very decent for such a small amount of product too. Like that was just a few little dots, and I notoriously use so much foundation on my face. Like this is not much for me. It blends out so easily. The brush is working amazing, to be honest. It's not emphasizing texture even though it has this beautiful glow to it. Why is my cheek so red on this side after I like rubbed that primer in? Can you see that? Am I getting sick? I would say give this a good shake before you start applying it, just to mix in that kind of pearlescent, you know, pearlescent stuff. It says natural radiant finish. I would definitely agree. I need some down my neck. Ooh, oh my god, my sinuses. Why am I filming today? I feel like crap. At least my makeup will make me feel better. You know when your sinuses literally make like a squeaking, cracking sound? That's what's happening right now. Like just on this side of my face, it's like really painful, to be honest. I need to go take an antihistamine. By the way, every time I talk about my hay fever, people say, what's hay fever? Because I forget that so many of you guys are not from, you know, my part of the world. I know a lot of Americans say allergies. You have allergies. Same thing, hay fever. It's like when the pollen and the dust and the wind blows all that crap around and you go outside and then you can't stop sneezing and, you know, it just ruins your day. Yep. I love the way this looks. If you like the Flawless filter, if you like the e.l.f. version, I haven't actually tried that, so that's probably a lie. I mean, I've heard they're really good dupes and I do have it. I need to try it. You like something that feels really lightweight. That I can't feel it, okay? It's literally so lightweight. It does not feel like I've got foundation on whatsoever. The coverage is so good. Like, it's not even a light coverage. I'd say that's like a solid medium, and I'm assuming you could use even less and get a lighter coverage as well. Let's give it a go. I'm literally just gonna go dot 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 on the side of my face, and this is the primed side, and I'm just going to blend this out and we'll see if we can get like a really natural look, because this to me is like glam. Yeah, that gave like a little tint, a little bit of something without looking like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. So very customizable, and if you used it like that every day, like, you're never gonna run out of this. 30 mil, that's gonna last you forever. But I need to make it match the other side. I would wear it like that day to day, guys. It's so beautiful. I need to put one of these up in my bathroom upstairs. I feel like it looks so good, even mixed in with moisturizer or mixed with other foundations to kind of share it out. Guys, I sound like I'm sponsored or something right now. I'm really not, like, whatsoever. I wish I was. That would be great, but I'm not. Look at that. I'm just genuinely in love with how this looks. It's almost like if you took this foundation but you made it more fluidy, lighter feeling on the skin. It's a very similar kind of vibe, honestly. I really like it on the prime side too. It's even easier to blend. It's so easy to blend without a primer, but even better like on top. And with that glass skin primer, it just gives a more glassy look, to be honest, like extra glowy. So if you like an extra glowy look, then there you go. I wonder if there's more pale shades than this, because I feel like shade 10 is not that pale. That's one thing I will say. Oh, it blends out like friggin' just, oh, I love the way it blends. You know, I was unusually excited for this because there's some other foundations and things that I've been excited for lately, but not like drugstore, and I just love when I find something amazing at the drugstore, especially from like our traditional drugstore brands like Maybelline, Revlon, CoverGirl. What happened to CoverGirl? What happened to Rimmel? Like, I used the living crap out of those brands on my channel a few years ago. Where are they at? You know who else I always wonder about is NYX. What happened to NYX? I feel like NYX is the new MAC in terms of, you know, back in the day on YouTube it was raved about everywhere and then it just kind of disappeared. I feel like MAC made a bit of a comeback though. There's like literally a painter in my house right now painting, like repairing something, and hopefully he cannot hear me. Like, who is this girl talking to? But yeah, I love finding new drugstore products that you can just go and get from like farmers or whatever. Like, it's so much fun. Guys, I'm getting sent some Imco beauty soon. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, because so much of this stuff is so hard to get because it's like viral all the time. Look forward to that. I'm gonna try some out on camera for you guys. What are your like top recommendations from Imco? I'd love to know. I've heard their mascara is amazing, so I'm really keen to try that. Okay, I've like faffed around with this on my face for way too long because it did not need that long. It's actually really fast to apply. You saw it with your own eyes. I'm just like enjoying the process way too much. You can definitely still see like a little bit of redness where I've got these breakouts that I picked out earlier. Yep, I did that. You can see a little bit of my redness on my cheeks and things, but like in such a beautiful way. It's definitely not a full coverage. I'd say this is still a solid medium though. You can go from sheer light to medium with this. It's very customizable. Literally start with less though. Like, if you're wanting to do a really light coverage, I thought just a little bit like what I did would give me a light coverage, but no, that's like more than enough to get medium. You literally just need to dot like 3 little dots and you'll get like a sheer kind of look. I do feel like I need some concealer. I love the finish. It's definitely a very radiant glowy finish. If you don't like glow, probably not the one for you. Let me talk about the packaging too. I love the dropper. Some people don't like droppers. I don't mind them. I love just the way it looks. It looks nice. It's not too large. Like if you compare it to this one, It's quite compact, like easy to store, easy to throw in your makeup bag. It's not too big, not too heavy. It's just nice though, it's glass. So it's got a little bit of weight to it, but yeah, it's not like over the top. Yeah, so far I'm excited about this. Let's put on some concealer. Going in the other direction, this is like extremely high-end luxury, but I just feel like this formula is going to go really nicely on top of this skin tint. It's the High Glam by Natasha Denona. So I'm just going to apply some of this. I'm going to also kind of carve out my brows with it too. The reason I think it will go nicely on top of it is because it's got a really nice finish and it's very, very thin as well, like a very serum-y kind of texture. So I just feel like it's going to have a really nice appearance on top of the skin tint. It's not going to be too like heavy looking and cakey looking. It's such an exciting feeling when I feel so excited to try something new. I mean, hopefully this wears well throughout the day, because if this starts looking crap in a couple of hours, I'm going to be so disappointed. But you know, like, I just feel like makeup in the last couple of years has been like, so many brands have just kind of done the same thing. This makes me excited. Do you know what else makes me so excited? Is Made by Mitchell. I've actually purchased his color cases. I've purchased like the big blush bronzer books. I've purchased a lot of things, but I just haven't unboxed them yet because I'll do that in a PR haul and then we'll try them together. But seeing those online made me so excited about makeup again. I was like, finally, like, you know, something a little bit different. I really need to take the leap with my own brand, do some really different things as well. But I don't know, it's just, it's also scary doing something different, especially when you're such a small brand. Like my brand's like very small compared to like all these other ones. So it's terrifying to invest a lot of money. I have a palette that I never ended up launching because I was like, is this too out the gate, you know, like, oh, it freaks me out. But you guys know we have a new collection launching. If you watch my vlogs, Hamish showed a bit of it to you, and I'm actually filming some of the stuff today to launch it, but that blended in so well. Whoa, that's like extra brightening. I feel like I look really strange. I really need bronzer and stuff on. But yeah, the collection I'm launching is definitely more of just like a safe option for me. Not in a bad way. I feel like that makes it sound like it's like a negative thing. No, because it's something that is very authentically me. Okay. Like if you watch my channel, you know it's like one of my favorite color schemes. Yeah, I don't know. I get scared to launch like out the gate stuff. Tell me what you guys think on the matter. I'd love to know. Oh my god, as I tap my eyelid, I can hear the creaking of my sinuses. Yeah, the concealer blended incredibly over the top. I feel like it's almost too much coverage. Like I look too like perfect right now, but it's okay. I guess today I'll end up doing quite a glam look just to go with all this. I don't know. I will obviously show you guys how the makeup looks later. Let's just set this on camera so you can kind of see. I'll zoom you in before I set it just so you can see the texture of my skin now. So you can definitely see skin texture and everything, because this is like a very glowy foundation or skin tint, whatever you want to say. You can see that. But I don't think it looks terrible. And I mean, this is with the exposure all the way down, so like quite dark. Like this is worse than what it looks like in just normal lighting. And then here's the primed side. I can't tell what I like more. I feel like the prime side probably does look a little bit smoother. Here's the lighting a little bit more like close to real life. So yes, that is how it looks before being set with powder. I think it looks amazing, and on an everyday basis I probably wouldn't even really set it, and I don't think I will set it hard out. I'll just add a little bit. I'm just going to set under my eyes with this Cappuccino by Chic Glam. I don't want my under eyes to look too hectic. And on the rest of my face, I'm going to take a little bit of this Glowish shade 3, which is shade Light. Just a really, really light dusting of this so that it's set, but I'm not like mattifying it, you know. This is like a glowier kind of powder anyway, but just because I want to give it like a fair chance against my other foundation first impressions, I always kind of set, but I don't use any setting spray, but I always set. So I just want to make sure that we're doing it right, you know. This brush, every time I use it, people ask. It's the Face and Body by Huda Beauty. I'll actually link it below. I've never linked it below, but I'll find a link for you. I usually don't use it on my face, but I just grabbed it. This looks stunning. I would use this every single day. It looks so good. I feel like even if I have a bad skin day, like it just looks so smoothing and just beautiful. It doesn't accentuate pores and everything. It doesn't necessarily hide them either, but it doesn't make them look worse. Like I hate it when you put on foundation, it makes your skin look worse. Like, no, that's not what you're there for. Doesn't have to make the texture disappear, but it just shouldn't look worse. I feel really pretty with this foundation. Like, I feel like my skin looks so nice. I will come back and show you guys how this is wearing. I'll show you how it looks once I've got all my makeup on and everything. It's 10 AM right now, so we'll see how it wears till at least 10 PM tonight. I'm excited. I hope it lasts well because this could be a firm favorite. Hey guys, a little bit of a transformation. But here is the finished makeup look. So I did have to touch up around my nose. When I blew my nose, I had to blow it like 3 times. By that 3rd time, yeah, it was just like kind of rubbing off. So kind of disappointing, but also not surprising. Like, it's kind of normal. We'll see how long wear it is like on the rest of my face though, that it's not going to be touched by tissues. Where I did touch it up as well, like where I just put a little dot and like blended it in, you can't even tell, like it touched up so nicely, and I have powders on so it didn't go weird. I really appreciate that, you know. Foundation looks just as good as when I first applied it. It looks nice and smooth still. I have a lot of glow on, like highlighter and stuff like that, so obviously, you know, that's not all just the foundation, that's like added product. I really wish I could use a setting spray just to melt it into my skin better, but we can't do that today because I just want to see how it wears without setting spray, you know. One thing I have to say is that the makeup I put on top of this foundation blended so easily, so smooth. My blush, my bronzer, it just melted straight into the skin, and it just, yeah, it just blended like no effort whatsoever, so that was really cool. I don't feel like it's changed color dramatically, like it hasn't oxidized dramatically or anything like that. Like, it looks the same still, but hello, it's only been a couple of hours. It's 12:06, so not surprising. We're gonna see how it wears for a longer period of time, so I'll put back in later and let you know. Honestly, this afternoon light is just amazing. It's such a beautiful day today. I'm so happy. Am I still suffering with hay fever? Hell yes, it's not getting better. Anyways, I've had to blow my nose a lot and it has wiped off once again, so I'll show you how I touched it up before. I've just darkened it so you can see better. By the way, I have like faux freckles on. They kind of look like crap up close. Let's just pretend. So you can kind of see like it's gone funny on my nose, so not surprising. Just gonna do a little dot like that. It's probably a bit too much. The consistency of this, like, yeah, it's way too much. I'm just obsessed with the consistency. Here's how it's looking up close. I feel like it looks flawless, just like the last update still. Like, it's not faded anywhere, it's not creased anywhere, it's not gripping worse anywhere. Oh, actually, on my forehead maybe a little bit. It looks like it's a little bit more textury. Not a whole lot though. Like, it still looks so good. I'm still so happy with how it looks. I was filming myself in some natural lighting earlier. It just looked so pretty, like really fresh, light, like it just, I looked like I had amazing skin. That's all you want, right? You just want amazing skin. It's 3 PM nearly. 5 hours wear. I like them to look good for 6 hours. I feel like it's gonna look good for 6 hours. Anything beyond that is a bonus. If it looks like crap before 6 hours, I don't even want to see it, don't want to use it, don't want to talk about it. It needs to be 6 hours. Okay, the baby has gone to bed, so I'm here for the next update. First of all, I've been blowing my nose like crazy and it's once again wiped off. It does not stay put, you know, if you're touching, wiping, anything like that. Not surprising. Also, right here I have a piece of orange. Poured through a piece of orange at my face because he was trying to feed it to me. And I was like, no, I don't want it, because let's just say it was at the end of his meal and there may have been a bit of Vegemite on the orange. It just didn't sound very appetizing. I was like, no thanks. And so he got frustrated and threw it at my face. I feel like it's faded a little bit on my chin where I've probably been like sitting my hand or something like that. Like while I've been editing, I feel like I do that sometimes. I've had headphones on and it's wiped off a little bit there too. So if you're a big face toucher, you know, rubber, anything like that, it can kind of come off. But everywhere else that I have not, you know, been touching, I can see where I wiped off the orange just here. Anywhere I haven't been touching still looks perfect, so it's definitely still long wear. The time's 7:30 by the way. Yeah, 9.5 hours at this point. I'm really happy with how it's looking at 9.5 hours, but I will come back one more time at 10 if I can make it. I'm blimmin' tired, let me tell you that much. The forehead is starting to look oily just at this point. It's worse on camera because of my lighting that I've got to, you know, because it's dark outside. I didn't notice it looking that oily before. It looked so flawless when I was in the car picking up Port from daycare. It was like incredible looking in natural lighting. It does not look funny in natural lighting whatsoever. It looks like even better, I would say, than what it looks like on film. So I'm already kind of sold. Like at this point, I'm like, yeah, I like it a lot and I am 1000% using it more. Hello, it is 10 past 10. So that is our 12 hours. It's definitely getting quite oily on the T-zone on both the primed and unprimed side. The wear between the two sides is basically identical, so you definitely don't have to use a primer, but I feel like it looked a little bit nicer on top of a primer, just a tiny bit smoother, but still very smooth on the side anyway. Does not stand up to rubbing or wiping, but it is long wear if you just let it be. And that was only with a tiny bit of powder and no setting spray, so I can imagine if you do like a bit of a heavier powder, like I used to always do, or if you set it with a setting mist, it'd be even nicer. I love it. I'm excited. I will definitely get so much use out of this just day to day, and also for glam, because I just think it's stunning. Like, it just looks beautiful. Just to show you, use a big old brush with a little bit of loose powder just to see how it looks when we soak up some of that excess oil, and it's, yeah, it's fine. It's like new. Gorgeous. So if you've been on the fence, I would say, yep, give it a try. I have absolutely no idea what the full shade range is like because I only have those 2 shades to go off, but the lightest, like, this is the lightest one I have. It's number 10. Surely there's lighter ones than that, because that would not be light enough for me if I had no fake tan on. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do still want to try, where is it, this one, the Chroma Cover by Be Perfect, for a first impression, just because I haven't really tried much of this brand. I feel like it would be really fun. So if you do want to see that, let me know. I bought this one off Glamrator, is it called? Let me know if you're keen to see it, or if I should just put it in a full face of first impressions. Let me know what you would prefer. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye bye.